Hello out there and welcome back. And today I'm going to tell you that the world is going down the tubes. Okay? The world is going down the tubes. The Giants beat the Eagles. It's the first time I think in 4 years. What a disaster. But getting back to the rest of reality, let me check out here. First, I'm going to give some thoughts on Trump's failure to concede the election. So Trump, as we've seen, he's not conceding. His lawyers are running around and filing lawsuits in Michigan and Pennsylvania. I think they filed something in Wisconsin. They're doing the recount in Georgia. I think they did something out in Nevada. In fact, there was a very good piece on The Rising where a couple days ago where they went over all this stuff. And the reality is that all of this is just, they're winning a few victories. We're talking about lawsuits for hundreds, maybe a few thousand ballots, many cases just a few hundred ballots, maybe 100 ballots. I mean, we're not talking about anything that's going to overturn the result of the election. And you can see that, and yet they keep on pressing forward. So you're thinking, well, why are they doing that? Why do they keep on why are they pressing forward? Well, the first thing is Trump is not going to give up. He's not going to give up until his lawyers come to him and tell him that we've exhausted the last appeal. We've made the last appeal and we've run out of appeals and there's nothing more and we don't have enough votes. It's over. And he'll say, well, okay, it's over. And he'll continue to say that he was cheated, or he'll continue, he'll concede, or he'll say, well, I'm going to leave office, but I was wronged. I was cheated. And that's just what's going to happen. So there's going to be no concession. Trump never loses. Trump will only be cheated. That's always been the reality, and that is going to be the reality. So the question is, well, why has he done this? Why is Trump going through this? Why is he going through this? Why is he taking this course? This is political theater. This is just theater. He's doing this to show his supporters that he's not giving up. He's going to keep on fighting. He's fighting for them, and they're fighting for him. You know, it's going to be about 73 million people or so voted for him. It's a lot of people, and a lot of those people are pretty passionate, and he's doing it for them, and he's doing it, I think, to signal that after he leaves office, he's going to be around. He's not going anywhere. He's the head of a movement now. You know, here is this figure, this reality TV show host who's became president. I mean, what a story, huh? Reality TV show host becomes president, leads social movement. Well, I mean, why not? I mean, what a great job. So he's going to keep on doing it, and it looks like he may very well set up an alternative media to compete with the mainstream media. If you've been watching some of the things that's been going on, Fox News has people are fleeing Fox. They're fleeing Fox big time, and he may set up some kind of alternative media to compete with the mainstream media. He's not going anywhere. As far as the media is concerned, of course, their reaction has been predictable and pretty ridiculous. You know, they've been saying that he's doing a coup and it's dangerous for democracy and all this stuff. You know, it's so silly. But let me tell you that on January the 21st. A lot of these people are going to be scared because what's going to drive their clicks? Do you think that anybody's going to be clicking on articles to say how wonderful Joe Biden is, or that Joe Biden looked look mentally alert in a press conference or mentally alert on some kind of call. I mean, nobody's going to be. You're not going to get people to click in for that kind of stuff. They're worried. These people are worried because Trump has kept them well fed, and their bank accounts overflowing these past 4 years. So, as I've said earlier in another video, the media loves Trump. The reality is they love Trump. They need Trump. So, but it's also becoming clear that Trump's, as if who would have thought otherwise, he's going to leave office in some kind of a blaze. He's not going out quietly, and he's going to be doing a lot of stuff right up to the last minute. And one of these things, and one of these things involves Afghanistan. And there have been suggestions that Trump's, the reason for firing his defense secretary, Espy, is so that he can do that. He's basically have cleaned out house in the Defense Department. He's installed his loyalists in there, and they're going to be going in. They're going to be going in to get stuff done before he goes out. And I think the big thing, and a lot of speculation, is that one of the big things that's going to happen is going to be Afghanistan. I think the left, people on the left, should be cheering this. We've been there for 20 years. I think it's ridiculous. I think most people on the left agree. Many other people who are not interested, even on the right, who are not supporting endless wars and endless intervention, would also agree. But the war machine isn't happy. And wouldn't you know it, liberals aren't happy either. And I'm going to turn here to a piece in the New Yorker that talks about the situation in Afghanistan. And they point out why they think, as I've just said, that they think that Trump wants to withdraw from Afghanistan. And let me read this to you here. I've got this article up on the screen. I'm going to put this up. So we're going to go through this, but let me do this right now. And wouldn't you know it, the liberals don't want to pull out of Afghanistan. Now, here's what this and I think this piece is absolutely hilarious in the New Yorker. Let me read this to you. A complete pullout would have serious consequences. Most diplomats and military commanders agree that, without continued American financial and military support, Afghan's government and armed forces would eventually collapse. The American official said, "I hope the president realizes that if we leave, the debate will become, who lost Afghanistan? Oh no, who lost Afghanistan?" Now let me tell you something. I'm old enough to remember Vietnam. Okay. Now, we lost 50,000 troops in Vietnam. We dropped more bombs on that country than we dropped in all of World War II. And to what effect? And let me tell you, I lived in Vietnam last year. I lived in Ho Chi Minh City, which is AKA Saigon. Actually, everybody calls it Saigon. And I would look upon Saigon skyline from the top of my building every day. I'd go hang out on my rooftop, look out on the city, and I'd think, what was it for? What did all those American troops die for? What did all that money go for? What difference would it have been if we had never been there? Because I can tell you, Vietnamese love America. They love Americans. Okay? So, tell me what would be different? And these people are going to say, who lost Afghanistan? Well, what happened when we lost Vietnam? They all love us. They love us. We dropped all those bombs on, but they still love us. In Afghanistan, what's going to happen? Well, let me turn back to this article. Many American and Afghan leaders fear that a total withdrawal would turn Afghan's long festering civil war into a full-on conflagration. An Afghan leader told me that this writer, that groups across the political spectrum were preparing themselves. Everyone can see what is happening, and they're arming, he said. Well, let me tell you what these people are going to do. As soon as Trump pulls his troops out, all these clowns that we've spent billions and billions, actually trillions of dollars. How many? Probably what? More than $1 trillion, $2 trillion? I don't know how much money, but something like that over 20 years. Complete waste of money. Once we kicked out the Taliban, drove them out, we reached our target, and we spent basically almost 20 years for no purpose. These people never want to leave. But let me tell you, these Afghan leaders, they're going to take the billions of dollars that they stole. They're going to be taking the next flight to London as soon as things look dicey. They're going to get on flights and fly to London, and they're going to be living in the posh neighborhoods of central London with all of their untold billions that they stole from the United States presence that went right down the drain. Money that could have been used for much better purposes in the United States. Okay. So if you're on the left, you should be supporting this. But I can tell you right here, these liberals, they support the war machine. Okay? So let's wait and see what happens when Biden gets in office. Don't hold your breath that peace is going to break out when Biden gets in. Now, I've got issues with a few things that Trump has done. No, don't get me wrong here. But if you think Biden is going to be some peacenik and the world's going to be a wonderful place, get yourself ready for some disappointment, folks. Okay? So I'm going to leave it at that for today. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. And please share this video with your friends. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.